Hi everyone, now this is the midge pattern I'm going to be tying. This is an adult midge. Again, this is a request. It's basically going to tie an adult midge for the beginning of the season, and this is obviously a dry fly. You can see, and this one's got the wings. Again, that was another question. Could I tie a flat pattern using Hackle points? So again, I'll be able to answer that. Another one, I got a question when I recently filmed some making a dubbing blend. Could I tie a fly with it? So this is the blend I used. Now I'll put a link in the more info below the video of me doing that, so you can look it up. Now it's a simple fly, black midge at the beginning of the season, you can't go far wrong. And there's lots of flies or patterns that you could use. This is just the adult midge. This is one of the ones I got asked about. Now I'm going to be tying it in a size 12 hook. This is a full and mill. It's an all-purpose medium. The thread I'm going to be using is the Uni 801 black. Just going to run the wax through it to get it started. Just get a wee bit extra grip. Start at the eye. I'm just going to come down, move the waist. Now I'm actually going to tie in a silver wire, a silver tinsel rib. This is a small tinsel. Now you could use pearl, you could use wire, you could use something light. Now the flat tinsel, this is fine, it's very light. So I'm going to come round the bend slightly, as you can see there. Then I'm going to come up, maybe a good mill and a wee bit. Now that will help to taper the fly. Now this is the dubbing, as I say, it is a blend, and I'll put a link below to the video so you can actually see me making this one. It's just a very light dubbing. Add it to the thread, it dubs really well. Now keep the body light, don't overdo it. You want all the bulk of this fly up by the thorax. Right, you can make a nice wee taper, but you'll get a taper when you rib it. Once you rib the fly, you'll get that nice shape. So turn exactly at the back, and then come up maybe 5-6 turns. Just stroke back these fibres here, and the last turn I'm just going to catch in. Screw it in with quite a few turns there, and then bend and break away the tinsel, or cut it away. Yeah. Now legs. Now I actually had run out of legs, so what I did here was I dyed my own. So I basically had a natural brown pre-knotted pheasant tail legs, and I just dyed them. Now what I used to do, many times you get in the shop, sometimes they've run out of black, being very popular black. If you can dye your own, then just buy the natural and then dye them, just like I've done here. Now I would recommend that as well. If you're going to knot them yourself, I would knot them first and then dye them, because they do, when especially dyeing them black, dyeing a process will make them slightly dry. So anyway, leg length, you want to obviously see them. I've actually got 4 one side, 3 the other. It's just the way it's pulled out. I'm not going to pull one out now, so I'm just going to leave it, just for luck. So there's 7 legs there instead of 6. So make sure they're in. I like them on the side. Just wax your thread there and make sure they're tied in. I prefer them to be as support, especially in a dry fly. If they're on the sides, then they act as a support. It gives a better imprint on the water, and more natural like. I've got the hackle points here. I've got this is cock hackles. It's just from a cock neck. It's just an Indian neck I bought. It's in actual white. So I'm going to tie these in. Now you want to be able to see them. They come to the back of the hook. Now you draw back some of the fibre, but I'm actually going to tie some of the fibre in as well, because it adds to the fly. To me it looks a wee bit better. Get the length you want. Just hold them. 2 or 3 turns. See how they're sitting. Check the length, that's fine. You want to see them. Just trim away the waist. wax your thread, make sure they're secure, make sure they're tied in, especially with a wax thread. Now I've got, it's a saddle hackle. This is just dyed black. This is from whiting. This is from the pro grade. Length, don't be shy with the length. Just take away some of the fibres. Now I'm going to tie this in and wind it through the thorax. You could put the thorax on and put it in front, it's up to yourself. I actually quite like it this way, and to be honest with you, sometimes the stems are quite thick, and the hackle, this is a good way of tying them onto a cushion, as I would call it, and it helps them to sit nice. More control over it. So we've got our dubbing, a wee bit of flash is still in it, so I don't like too much flash at times. I like to see it, but not to blind me, as they say. So I'm going to take my thread down towards the eye and come back up. I'm trying to keep it quite loose. You could put a lot more dubbing on here if you want it, but that's fine. And then I'm actually going to wind this. I'm going to fold the hackle by just drawing my fingers through it slightly, and then wind one turn, not so much in front of the other, but through the dubbing. There's two. Come into the third turn, which is there. That's fine. Nice and tight. Space for your thread to come through. Now, I like to actually draw it back and fold it back because it actually makes it stronger. And I can do this, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build the thread up onto that. There's the hackle. You can break away, or like I'm doing there, or you can cut it away. You need to cut if you can break it off, but you've got to have tight thread turns when you do that. Tighten up, there, that finish. There we go. See a nice pattern. You can see it very Midge-like. It's important that you do see the wing. So if the wing length is obviously it's no use putting it on if you can't see it. It does give a great impression of the wing. A CDC wing, like the F-fly, works really well. I mean, this is just a good dry fly. I mean, it's a good wet fly. You could easily fish it as a wet as well. You can gink it out or just let it sink with the rest of your flies. You will still catch with it, but I like to lift the fibres up when I'm putting my floatant on. But I keep it like this first. I rarely cut underneath. I actually allow the if I'm bringing the fibres up using my muslin, I use a cream. It sits really well and it catches fish anyway. As I say, it's a good pattern, so I hope you enjoyed that, and again, thanks for watching.